Jehovah, we call your name. Ninja people, they call your name. Jehovah, we call your name. We no get any place to go. Jehovah, we call your name. You fit on our tears to joy. Jehovah, we call your name. Ninja people, they call your name. Oh.
Jehovah, we call your name. Ninja people, they call your name. Jehovah, we call your name. We don't get any place to go. Jehovah, we call your name. You fit on our tears to joy. Jehovah, we call your name. Ninja people, they call your name. Oh.
Me, I don't come to talk, oh. You must do my own, oh. Na Ninja matter, bring me come. My fatherland take for kata kata. Suffer too much. Jehovah change the status quo. Ewo, Jehovah change the status quo. Jehovah, we call your name. Ninja people, they call your name. Jehovah, we call your name. We not get any place to go. Jehovah, we call your name. You fit on our tears to joy. Jehovah, we call your name. Ninja people, they call your name. Oh. See the bandits, they come, oh. I been a Boko Haram, oh, ewo. Na so bombings, time they rain, and like it all gate and for white paper, kill it too much. Jehovah change the status quo. Ewo, Jehovah change the status quo. Jehovah, we call your name. Ninja people, they call your name. Jehovah, we call your name. We not get any place to go. Jehovah, we call your name. You fit on our tears to joy. Jehovah, we call your name. Ninja people, they call your name. Oh. We go come out from trouble.
Amen.
We go come out from crisis.
Amen.
We come out from corruption.
Amen.
We go come out from killings.
Amen.
We come out from kidnappings.
Amen.
We go come out from failure.
Amen.
We come out from bad economy.
Amen.
We come out from divisions.
Amen.
I say we go come out from trouble. Oh.
Amen.
We go come out from crisis.
Amen.
We come out from corruption.
Amen.
We go come out from killings.
Amen.
We come out from kidnappings.
Amen.
We go come out from failure.
Amen.
We come out from bad economy.
Amen.
We come out from divisions.
Amen. Jehovah, we call you
Jehovah,
Ninja people, they call your name. Jehovah,
we call you,
we don't
Lord.
get any place to
We
go.
call you, Lord.
Jehovah,
We call you, Lord. We call you, Lord.
we call your name.
Change our status quo, Lord. Change our situations. Change 'em, change 'em, change 'em. We don't tire for troubles. We don't tire for suffer. We don't tire for failure. We don't tire for killings. We don't tire. Jehovah,
We call your name. Ninja people, they call your name.
we call you, Lord. We call you, Lord. We call you, Lord. We call you, Lord. Change our status quo, Lord. Change our situations. Change 'em, change 'em, change 'em.
Jehovah, we call your name. Ninja people, they call your name. Oh.
is calling you. Nigeria is calling you. Calling you. Look at our nation tearing apart. The sounds of war everywhere. The youngest are crying, no protections. Just molestation leads to frustration. But only you, God, can help our land. Help us, Jesus. Help us. Calling you. Calling you. Calling you. The nation is calling you. We are calling you. Calling you. They promised us security, yeah. Yet we dey sleep with our two eyes open. And Allah say our hospital they well. Yet when they sick, then go to Europe. Eating our local rice, no be bad thing. No be bad thing. But she our leaders, then they follow us chop 'em. Frustrations everywhere, hunger everywhere, no work, nothing at all. We are calling you, nation is calling you. Father, we are calling you. Calling you.
Arise, O Nigeria. Let the labor of our heroes past not be in vain. Arise. Arise.
Yes, it's a beautiful, beautiful Wednesday morning, and we're glad to be back here with you. Apologies, we're starting about 11 minutes. We're a bit behind schedule this morning, but of course, we're always here with you on the show to serve you and, of course, to bring you latest news on a typical Wednesday. Wednesday is Woman Crush Wednesday, and of course, Kayode gets to crush on some women in the studio this morning. My name is Oluwatoyinsi, and this is the Bumper Breakfast. Bumper Breakfast Wednesday edition comes with various options for you, and today is going to be back to back and back to back. Let me begin. Sorry, you know I'm very biased when it comes to this. Let me begin with our delectable Oyibo of MITV. Back on the Bumper Breakfast with me, particularly with me. She's been on the Bumper, but particularly with me. And then on a Wednesday like this, I give Kayode the opportunity to crush on our Oyibo Pepe. I have Teresa Adeyemi. Just good morning. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, let me say.
Why do you sound like you did not sleep?
I did not. No, I had a show till midnight yesterday.
I did not have a show, but I didn't sleep until 2.
You're not telling me to be a bulk artist. You know how it is.
Somebody wants to be queried by some people. Don't worry, I will find solution for you. We will get you coffee.
It's actually good to have Tessie on the show this morning.
But Kayode, let's get a coffee.
I think you need that.
We just get a cup of coffee.
Yes. I
So
think
she'll
it's
just have her
important.
own cup of coffee.
Yeah,
It will wake her up, right?
We should really start that because of her.
Oh,
I
because
think
of
it's
her.
prompting that.
That's good to have you, Joe.
Yeah,
Kayode. Kayode, who are you crushing on this morning?
Wow.
You get your pick.
I'm always having a
The
double
jello,
crush every
the
Wednesday.
chocolates. Who do you pick? Who do you pick?
Well, you know Nigeria, sometimes we have to balance in between the two.
Okay.
You know, so I might balance with the chocolate and at the same time with the yellow brand.
So basically, let's just say that this morning you want to be a polygamist.
Oh, maybe.
Polygamy is in your blood.
You know I am a true Yoruba guy.
So polygamy is in your blood.
So being a Yoruba
my
guy,
king-
that means you are a polygamist.
No. My
That's like
king,
you're a
my
polygamist.
king has been leading me, giving me
Oh,
some mentorship
okay.
classes.
Mentorship.
You know, so
Okay.
I'm learning from my mentor. So permit me if I'm having a polygamist nature this morning. Good morning, I'm Kayode Adeleye, and welcome on the Bumper Breakfast this morning.
Right, we quickly take a look at the stories that made the front page, just the banner headlines, and then we give you the news recap for yesterday. Trust me, I'm waiting for Tessie to blow this morning because there is a particular story that is going to make everybody really mad, you know, that we're going to talk about. But of course, let's quickly take a look at the banner headlines of the papers. I want to begin with The Guardian. We have 2023 rifts widens in Southwest over Afeniferi's endorsement style. The Adebanjo Fashion business. All right, you have conscience of Yoruba nation endorsed Tinubu, not Afenifere. I remain Afenifere leader. We're backing Tinubu. Fashion insists. Southwest students ask Adebanjo to set aside grudges and adopt Tinubu. Tinubu woos the private sector, promises double GDP if he wins. Manifesto is not enough. Walk the talk. Experts tell presidential candidates. All right. And of course, the picture story tells you no respite for motorists as fuel queues return at most filling stations in Lagos yesterday. This morning, it's still very much the same. Tessie, what do you have on the punch?
All right, and dollar crisis. The FCC plans massive raid on forex dealers. Naira's free fall worsens, now 857 Naira. Abuja forex dealers flee into hiding. Kogi politician arrested with 326 million Naira. And BDC operators back commission. But there is a story, and you said we should take it from the banner box. There's the story I'm really interested in, and this story is really eating me up. And now I can see here the video, autopsy likely as police free 6 workers. The thing too, grieving Davido Chioma keep mom as artist celebs parliament if you're in threat. The should PDP suspend political activities. Atiku Tinubu will be governors. Condole.
You know, it's a really sad one because I woke up this morning, the first thing my mom, the first conversation we had was about this child. It was the first conversation. Your mother, you understand, there is no mother that, if you're a mother and you do not feel the pain that this young lady is going through right now, then
It must have been so heavy on the Adelike's family in general.
but it's really sad
No,
because this is something unimaginable.
I woke up this morning, I was scanning through my phone thinking someone would just tell me
It's
it's a
alive.
dream that the boy is alive.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
But it's so sad that he's gone.
Yeah, he's gone. And considering
Some
the
luxuries that we need to do away with in our houses,
fact, yeah, we really
especially
need
when we're
to be
raising
careful.
toddlers.
You know, one thing is, I do believe that information is key. I tell people, when you have a pool in your house, they have full cover.
Yeah,
They sell it.
the glass.
The glass, you can cover it when
Yes,
you're
of
not
course.
dead because you have a toddler at home.
And moreover,
and another
what
thing
about
is-
the people that you put in charge of your children?
That is
So
what I was
dangerous.
just about saying.
You know, nobody, no matter how much you pay a worker working for you, taking care of your child, they can never be like you.
Of course.
They can never take care of your child the way
Like
you
you
will
would.
take
Some
care
of the
your
reasons
child.
some of us have
Some
brought our
of them,
mothers
I'm telling
into
you,
our permanent.
into our
Yeah.
permanent, you
Yeah.
understand.
That's true.
You see, some of them, what they practice is eye service.
Of course.
When
you're
you're
there,
there, they
of
act as if they care. They act as if they're there for your child, they can die for your child. But immediately you turn your back, they're going to turn to something else.
I mean, we see, we
And
watch
these
a
are
lot
children
of,
that can't speak.
yeah, we watch a lot of CCTVs where we see where all this housemates maltreat kids.
Kids, yes. When the parents are
when
not
the
there.
parents are not there.
Yeah.
So I mean, and considering a
Especially
celebrity,
kids that can't
celebrity of
talk,
that
yes.
status, I wasn't expecting they were going to be so careless leaving, their child.
No,
One thing,
they
but
didn't
one
leave
thing
their
I
child
still don't
carelessly.
One thing I still don't understand is why are people not talking about CCTV? Is it that there's no CCTV in that house?
There must be.
I've been
There
looking
must
for
be.
that comment on social media yesterday. I've not seen anyone
It's
commenting
possible. It's possible.
that the
You
police
know,
should go for the CCTV instead of detaining people, arresting people. The CCTV
Yes.
speaks volume.
Volume, of course. And
Davido and
at the same
Shoma
time, they haven't come
themselves
out
have not-
to
they can't talk.
make a report. Yes, they
trust me,
can't.
they can talk.
They can't,
A
right?
report said Davido nearly ran mad, that he tore his cloth. He wanted to enter the street.
He loved that boy. It was his life.
What are you talking
What are you
about?
talking
It was his
about?
life.
What are you talking about?
I mean,
Let me tell you.
Even if you have
Go
5
and
kids,
watch.
you don't want to lose one.
of course.
See, a baby dies at
I
birth.
feel more for Chioma. I feel more
First
for that
seed.
lady.
First
I
seed, right?
feel more
That's the
for
first
that lady.
seed. That's the only seed.
Yeah. I pride.
I don't even know what she's
Right.
doing. I don't even want to imagine what she's going through
Life.
right now.
I said,
sad.
see, have
I think
good
she's
When I
vision.
heard about it, I
you.
was having goosebumps. Even now, yes. I'm
I tell you, that was the
it's
first conversation
sad.
I had with my mother this morning.
I know she should be on sedated.
Yeah.
Of course, she
Because
wouldn't
I
be
don't
herself at this point.
No.
Of course.
I
she
can
wouldn't be
remember,
herself.
I commiserate with their family.
I cried. I felt
It's
her
unimaginable.
pains. I don't know. Maybe because
That's what I'm
I'm a
saying.
mother.
Every
I
mother
felt
must
her
feel the
pains. I
pain.
cried
Definitely.
yesterday.
Definitely.
When I woke up yesterday, I went to Instagram straight, search, and I was seeing R.I.P. Little Angel, R.I.P. Jam.
Do you know what happened?
That was when reality
the
dawned on
band
me that it's
lost
truly
his
gone.
son.
It's son, yeah.
The same.
The same way the
The
band
same
lost
way.
the son.
I mean, that should have taught a lot of our celebrities a lesson.
Please
We
cover
should
your pool.
cover your
no
pool.
matter who you are right now,
Cover
you
your
have a pool in your house. Cover it.
It's luxury, but at the same
As a
time,
matter of fact,
we need to be
put a
careful.
backyard door. Blocking the pool from your domestic staff and your children,
This is sad.
unless you are physically present in the house.
And a lot of
And you see,
conspiracy has been
as
going on
parents,
with this.
really, when you go out, when you travel, get a nanny, put your child on the road with you. Travel with your word.
Very important.
If you have the wherewithal,
Very
if you're not available, take that child to your parents.
Very
You know the
important.
more peaceful aspect of this whole story before we end it up. The boy just celebrated
His birthday,
with
his
friends.
third birthday.
And I went to his mother's page. You need to see what she wrote about her son. My life, my everything.
Oh, man.
Thank you for choosing me as your mom.
That lady is broken, and she came up. I think I came across a report yesterday saying she is trying to come up with the fact that the plan against her, she just coming back, reconciling with
the father of the child.
of the child, just moving into the mansion. But whatever the case is,
It's so sad.
they will definitely
Almost.
still come out with a report soon.
It's so
but
sad.
Condolences to
The entire family, honestly. To Chioma particularly.
to Chioma particularly.
Let's take a look at the nation, Mikhail.
All right, yeah. In the sad mode of that, and with a lot of things that someone told me yesterday that October ended on a very, very, sad note with a lot of bad.
Lagos yesterday was on
Lagos
fire.
yesterday, yes. Two incidents.
Two incidents.
Yeah.
Fire incidents.
All right, moving on to the Nation's paper this morning with a lead story saying, I will unbundle transmission to provide power, says Tinubu. You can't lead PDP to victory. Wike insists on this. And yeah, just as we read from the other papers coming from Fasorati, Afenifere has endorsed Tinubu.
Right, as we round off this segment, we have AFCC raids Abuja. Forex traders' offices, a scramble $4 pushes exchange rate to 825 naira to $1 for the parallel market. Let's take a look at our news recap for this morning after this quick commercial break.
Papa, mama, brother, sister. This Lagos must work for all of us. Everybody ja fun Eko.
Oh yes, Lagos people, papa, mama, sister, brother, auntie, plus including uncle them. Better don land for Lagos State gidigba. Money wey be for Lagos State, then go use am for Lagos State. Wella, no more baba sope. Dem no go chop Lagos State money. Nobody go pocket Lagos State. Dem go take am build Lagos State, build road, build hospital, build houses, and na only one man fit do this job. His name na Abdulaziz Olajide Adediran Jandor. He can't carry one ogbonge person as the deputy governor. Her name na Funke Akindele. My people, wetin we dey wait for? Make we vote for light, vote for change. No be the kind change where dem vote before. This one na the original change. How Amumu don do? Pay dey pay.
Everybody ja fun Eko.
For every fan.
This is Doha, this is Qatar. We come together tonight, 1 billion of us, in every corner of the globe where the beautiful game matters. Here for the show-stopping magic of a moment.
Get DSTV Compact with an HD decoder plus dish kit for only 14,900 naira to watch all seasons.
Passion and ambition.
Look at the way my boss was looking at you.
Incessant crime and deceit.
I tell you, don't get go horse past corridor.
400 council.
Intertwined in the corridors of power.
I know you killed GPT and set him up.
On and off the streets.
Hey, don't try to be smart with me. I'm an officer of the law.
Covenant. Showing weekdays at 8 p.m. WAT on Africa Magic Showcase.
Welcome back to the Bumper Breakfast. Of course, it's news recap moment, and of course, having started on a sad note, let's just it's not possible not to be sad this morning, so we just try a little bit. We'll go straight to the news recap. I will begin with President Muhammadu Buhari, who has instructed and told everyone plain and clear that he's standing with the deployment of the bimodal voter accreditation system. So for those who have been going around on social media saying that the government intends to perform magic and abracadabra and make sure that the BVAS doesn't work for the coming elections, President Muhammadu Buhari tells every Nigerian to ignore what has been said. He advised the media, particularly, to give scant attention to the purveyors of bad news and naysayers who allegedly want to ensure the 2023 election ends in confusion. This was the president's message as we celebrated the International Day to End Impunity for Crimes Against Journalists yesterday with the theme, Media, Civil Society and Violence-Free Elections in Nigeria.
All right, moving on the news recap. To foster economic growth and development, the federal government is called on key stakeholders in the art, culture, and tourism sector to boost the country's declining foreign earnings through festival events and carnivals. The Deputy Director of Festival and Culture, Federal Ministry of Information and Culture, Festus Ojie, explaining how huge part of the earnings will come from the festivals, thereby contributing to the development of the economy. The Vice President, Idoma Indigene Association, Henry Ikmelo said The Idoma Carnival has continued to provide a credible platform for national unity, peaceful coexistence and understanding of our ethnically and culturally diverse nation.
All right, Jesse.
And we feel and we believe very strongly that culture can bring people together. We want to preserve the culture. We want to expose the culture. We want to use the culture of the Idoma people to unite the Idoma people. And it's this carnival that we intend to use to unite our people, to bring them together, because of the fact that when people are united, we can bring the needed development. When you come to Idoma land, you realize that there's so much of division, there's so much of infrastructural decay, there's so much of poverty and hunger and frustration in the land. And we feel that when people come together on the same table of brotherhood and we fraternize together as a people, we should be able to sit down and forget about our political differences, and forget about our religious differences, and forget about all the differences that may occur as human beings that we may be. To sit down and talk about who we are, what we can do to forge ahead. And this culture.
And it is important that I will urge every body or everybody to keen to what they are doing, because this is what many countries are already keen into in place of oil. As you are aware, we can see that oil is already dwindling. It's no longer as we are expecting. Tourism and carnival is the intake now. And so it's important that we should give them all the support they need, both finance and every other support.
Tessie, what do we have?
All right, the Nigerian Army has called for the review of the current envelope system of budgeting as it affects funding and welfare of the armed forces. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Farouk Yahaya, made the call during the 2022 budget performance and 2023 budget proposal of the National Assembly. The Army Chief noted that the 2023 budget is designed to sustain the fight against insurgency and other non-state actors, purchase weapons, invest in personnel welfare, amongst other things. According to our correspondent Linda Ike, he urged the Parliament to pass the Nigerian Army Trust Fund Bill that is before it to improve funding and welfare of the armed forces. House of Representatives Chairman, House Committee on Army, Honorable Abdul Razak Namdes, asked the Army to re-strategize their effort to combat insecurity in Nigeria.
The budgeting system of the country, which is the envelope system. But I think your question is whether we are comfortable with the envelope system in Ministry of Defense, as it were. The Ministry of Defense, as an omnibus ministry, comprises the headquarters and our agencies, which is the armed forces and the others. As it is now, the budget comes as a whole to the ministry under the Honorable Minister of Defense. However, the budget is further disaggregated into services, thereby making the Honorable Minister only responsible for the budget of the MOD headquarters. The implication is that the Honorable Minister does not have direct influence on the other segment of the budget as it is now. It has its advantages and, of course, several disadvantages.
We have made efforts to ensure adequate resources are made available to the defense sector based on available resources. The 2023 budget is, however, unique and important, considering that it is the last for this administration. We must therefore work collectively to deliver more on the goals of this administration, to drastically reduce cases of insecurity across the country. However, we shall thoroughly review your performance and painstakingly scrutinize the proposals in the 2023 budget. This committee is also interested in knowing the efforts you have taken in respect of the recent security alert in Abuja and in all other Category 4 areas in the country.
The Nigerian Army year 2023 budget proposal was prepared based on the need to sustain the tempo in the fight against insurgency and other violent non-state actors which we are all aware of. The Nigerian Army's roles as enshrined in the Constitution is to protect the territorial integrity of Nigeria and give aid to civil authority, among others. The Nigerian Army is involved in internal security operations across the 6 geopolitical zones with varying intensities. In this regard, a lot of successes have been recorded against Boko Haram terrorists, against bandits, against kidnappers, and other criminal elements.
Well, I commend the Chief of Army Staff for his efforts. We are not unaware of the sacrifices made by our gallant personnel in the front line, including the loss of lives and the denial of essentials that make living worthwhile, also that Nigeria may be safe for all of us. As we sit here and deliberate on these budget proposals, Abuja is under serious tension, following a security alert issued in certain quarters, suggesting that terrorists may launch a major attack on a city. Recall that in response to this alert, some foreign embassies had ordered the evacuation of their nationals from Abuja. This is a matter that our security forces must thoroughly investigate. The army must put enough boots on the ground to contain any security breaches in Abuja and in the magnitude claimed by the aforementioned security alert.
I believe that we will not take it lightly. We try to verify the source of the threat or the pronouncement made by the U.S. government. We try to identify countries that are also interested in the same remarks made by the United States government. And we are of the opinion that the best way to go about it is to continue and where possible beef up security in Abuja and its contiguous states, that is Nasarawa and Niger and the rest of them. However, we believe that there is no smoke without fire. And in that regard, we were able to subject the details to our intelligence organizations, and they have provided answers to those areas which the government is in doubt.
Welcome back. Let's go to the MM2 yesterday, where traffic around the private terminal of the Lagos local wing of Murtala Muhammad International Airport, the MM2, was disrupted by protests of Air Transport Services Senior Staff Association of Nigeria activities in the early hours of Tuesday over the sack of 30 workers by the management of the terminal. Both gates to the MM2 terminal were under lock and key, as the union executives accused the operators of terminal of high-handedness and as well as trying to disrupt the peaceful protests. Now, they also had various security agencies were seen there trying to man the steady flow of vehicular activities, but of course passengers were stranded for as long as 6 to 7 hours at the airport.
Negotiating with Courtney because they sack about 35 of our members without due cause to call the union to come and negotiate. They just sack them, and we're already in the table discussing issue. They just sack our people. So based on that, we expect them to call us for us to have an interaction like but they refuse doing that. So that is why we're here.
He knows that it will be anti-labor for them to be asked not to join union, but they continuously victimize union members. In 2018, 29 were sacked for obtaining union forms. That was why we shut this place down in 2018, and the practice continued. As I'm speaking with you on a daily basis, our members are renouncing unionism, even those that are still within.
That will depend on the airlines, because though my time set has been exceeded because my flight is meant to take up 11:20. and now it's past 11:20. So we're just hoping and praying that everything will just go smoothly. Some people are saying they've cancelled the flight, and we just hope so.
All right, Coyote, what do we have next?
Yeah, now let's talk politics. Yesterday, 1st of November, the All Progressive Congress presidential candidate, Bola Tinubu, urged the business community and organized private sector to team up with him to achieve his vision for a more prosperous and secured nation, where the hope of the masses is renewed. Tinubu stated these are the All Progressive Congress, APC, Presidential Campaign Council, town hall meeting and dialogue between him and the business community and organized private sector at the Victoria Island, Lagos. Our correspondent has details.
It is an interactive session between the business and organized private sector and APC presidential candidate Bola Tinubu.
In the agri sector, we would switch our gears a little bit now to a part of our economy.
The APC's presidential candidate said his team plans to continue to operate an open door policy, fight against insecurity, revive industries, promote made in Nigerian products, foster productive excellence in new areas through active participation in digital economy and work hand in hand with the business community and private sector.
All Nigeria must invest in a better future. We must maintain the channels and spirit of respectful and productive dialogue. At the same time, at times, what I say may help you. Other times, what you say may enlighten me. I must listen.
The party's vice president candidate Kashim Shettima said the APC candidate Bola Tinubu has all it takes to improve on the economy of the country with the much needed support from the organized private sector.
Show me among all the contestants for the presidency of this country who has the experience, who has the track record, and of course, who has the intellect to catapult this nation to a higher pedestal. Leadership, Your Excellencies, goes beyond glamorizing poverty. No. We don't glamorize poverty, we fight poverty.
Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu also described the All Progressive Congress presidential candidate Bola Tinubu as a compassionate, intelligent, and visionary leader who contributed immensely to the development of Lagos and Nigeria.
Leadership is tough. Leadership is hard. We've seen what is happening in global economy. We're not immune. It's not only in our country. It's not only in West Africa. The global trend shows that indeed it's time for leaders to be stand up and be counted. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, a man that I've come to respect, is a man that also can help our businesses here in Lagos and in Nigeria.
The Director General Presidential Campaign Council and Governor of Plateau State, Simon Lalong, said Tinubu has in his program policy that will provide conducive environment for the private sector to succeed.
Asiwaju has decided to meet and speak directly with you about the details of his renewed hope agenda, particularly as it relates to the economy, which is your primary constituency. This is because apart from underscoring the important role that you play in building the economic fortunes of Nigeria, he believes that with your support, he will achieve his goals of transforming the nation when elected into office.
In the goodwill messages, stakeholders, which include Aliko Dangote, Tony Lumelu, among others, said they look forward to what the future holds for the country under the leadership of Tinubu, while urging the administration to address multiple taxation, ensure the execution of manifesto, as well as progress in agriculture sector, use the best in class, improve the narrative of the country.
All right, Jesse, what do we have next?
Okay, this concerns every one of us, and the rate of building collapse in Nigeria is alarming.
Especially here in
Lagos.
Especially here in
Lagos.
Lagos.
Especially in this our mega
It's alarming.
city.
Lagos, and especially Lagos Island. Island, yeah. The Nigerian Institution of Surveyors has urged everyone not to entrust their project to quacks in order to protect and safeguard the lives of innocent occupants of buildings irrespective of the usage. The chairman, Lagos Body of Fellows of the Nigerian Institution of Surveyors, Prince Afolabi Solasi, who made the call in Lagos, explained that quack in all professions tend to jeopardize the planning, implementation and execution of projects due to administering of low-quality materials. The Financial Secretary of NIS Lagos State Branch, Oluropo Olajuga, implored everyone to desist from building multiple stories on a small parcel of land in order to reduce the rate of building collapse.
But basically, is challenging the new fellows of their responsibilities. Most of the time, people are focused on the office they occupy rather than the responsibilities attached to that office. As fellows, you are called to higher service. Service is the key issue on today's address.
When the engineer recommends, following the architect's design, that you should go this way, go that way, and you try to cut corners, they say, okay, use so number of concrete or cement, and you do not, because you want to cut corners, you are taking a lot of risks that can end up in the collapse of that building and take lives and millions of money away. So there are a lot of things that are involved. Compliance, enforcement is very, very key. And if you bring in quacks, because you don't want to pay the surveyor so much, you don't want to pay the architect so much, you don't want to pay the engineer so much, then you are creating a lot of problems that may not even surface in the immediate future.
If you are supposed to put 10 piles on the building, and you did not put them in the correct location, of course the building is going to collapse. You are supposed to put 10, but you put 10 in the wrong place. You don't structurally, surveyor does not guide you to put it in the right place. You are supposed to put 1, 2, 3, 4. You put 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. You did not put it in the right place. Of course the building is going to collapse because you are supposed to distribute it equally. And the moment you don't distribute equally, that because you are in a hurry, or because you want to save money, or for whatever reason, that building will begin to sink. And the moment the building is sinking, you can see it's beautiful. Of course, people are looking for houses to live, either for office or for furniture. Of course, people will occupy the place. The day it's going to collapse, it will be tinted, nobody will tell you.
Welcome back to the Bumper Breakfast. Yes, that's the end of our news recap for this morning. We will now take a commercial break. When we come back on screen, what you will be watching is our community report. And I tell you, you'll be shocked at what we saw right here in the city of Lagos, in the heart of Agege local government just yesterday.
We don't tire for where we dey, oh yeah. Now so promise and fail, oh yeah. And it don't take, we don't wait. PDP don't come again. Jando malo le she, Alama tele, Jando for governor, Jando under PDP, Jando 2023, Jando Alama tele, Jando for governor, Jando for Lagos, Jando for everybody, yeah. Jando, fight for Lagos, Jando, fight for Lagos,
ẹ dìbò fún Dr. Abdulazeez Ọlájídé Adédìran Jandor fún ipò gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó lábẹ́ àsíá ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú Ọlọ́mbrẹ́là PDP, power to the people.
The Zenith Better Life promo is back, and it's bigger and better. You could be one of 20 lucky customers to win 150,000 naira every 2 weeks from now till January 31st, 2023. To qualify, simply open a Zenith Bank account and maintain a minimum balance of 5,000 naira. For more information, visit www.zenithbank.com/betterlife. Zenith Bank, in your best interest.